Okay, we're recording for Macy and Simon and Colton. There are 2 sheets of paper that you need for this. This first one is just a review of the properties. We have done exponents already this year, but this is one of the frequent, like if I have time at the end of the year, I always like to go over it again just as review because this gets a little tricky sometimes, okay? So you have this page, and then this is your homework assignment. I'm not going to make you do all of them. But that's going to be what the homework is based upon. All right, let's go through these rules, though, and I'll show you some examples. So the product of powers property. There is a difference between the product and the power of powers property, and this is what you will see a lot of times in standardized testing, like the MAPS test or the ACT. They want to test whether you know the difference between x squared times x cubed or x squared to the third power. Which one is which, or is there a difference?
X to the 5.
The top one is
to the 6.
5, and the bottom one is x to the 6. Now, here's why the bottom one is x to the 6th. Are you ready? What does it mean to take something to the third power? Times itself 3 times, right? So if you think about that you're adding, and that still becomes 6, right? So there are 2 examples. They want to see if you know the difference between those. If you have a parenthesis, you're going to multiply those exponents together. If you have just 2 bases, you're going to add them, yeah? Nope. Okay? Let's go to this one. If you have 2 pieces here, I'm going to make this a little harder. Let's say I have x squared, y to the 3rd, and I'm taking that to the 4th power. Okay? What will that become?
2 plus 2.
X to the 8th.
X to the 8th.
To the 12.
Y to the?
12.
Is it 12th or 7th?
12.
12th. You're multiplying those exponents. So 2 times 4 and 3 times 4 becomes x to the 8th, y to the 12th. Got it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Another tricky thing. Let's say you have x to the negative 4th power. What the heck does that mean?
That means it's the negative power. That means it'll be
Yeah. If I put it over 1, that means I can plop it down to the bottom, and it is 1 over x to the positive 4th power. In the same way, what if I had 1 over x to the negative 2nd?
Then it's like x squared.
I would move it up to the top, and it would be x squared on the top. Over 1, but you really don't need the 1 on the bottom, right? Okay, so that is that rule. If you have negative exponents, just move it to the bottom or back to the top, depending on where it's at. Got it? If you have like x to the 0 power, or 7 to the 0 power, or 143 to the 0 power, or y to the 0 power, whatever, anything to the 0 power is 1, with the exception of this. Are you ready? No, 0 to 0 power is still 1.
Why?
Anything to 0 power is 1. Let's say I have negative 3 to the 0 power.
Negative 1.
When you have negative 3 to the 0 power and it's not in parentheses like this is saying what is 3 to the 0 power, which is 1, and then you're strapping the negative onto the front of it. So if it's a negative number that's not already in parentheses, that will be a negative 1. Got it? Okay, there you go. So negative 1 there. All right, next. Let's say I'm going to go down here to the bottom. Let's say I have x to the 3rd power and x to the 7th power. How do I reduce that? We know this. You subtract them, but where will they go?
That'd be negative. X to the negative 4.
Right. Right. Or if let's say I want it to be positive.
Then add 1 over x to the 4.
1 over x to the positive 4th power. If it helps you to think of it this way, x to the 3rd means 3 of them, right? X to the 7th means 7 of them, right? I can cancel 3 of them, so there's 4 left in the bottom, right? X to the 4th power. I have to have a 1 on the top if there's nothing on the top, right? Do you have to have a 1 on the bottom if there's nothing on the bottom? No. Okay, let's do something that's a little bit harder. Let's say I have x squared over x to the minus 3rd.
5.
How do I do that?
X over x to the negative 4.
I first want to fix any negative exponent. So I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to bump him to the top, and that is x to the
It equals x.
positive 3rd. And now I can put these 2 together, and that is x to the 5th power over 1, or just x to the 5th power, okay? Any negative exponents, fix them first before you go about putting stuff together. Got it? Okay?
Wouldn't it be the same as just x to the 5th power? Because anything
Right. So you can just leave it as x to the 5th
Yeah.
power. Right. You don't need the 1 on the bottom. Got it. Okay? All right, and then this guy, the last thing, let's say I have x to the 4th over y to the 3rd, and I'm going to put another x on the bottom. Let's say x on the bottom, and let's say that is all to the 3rd power. Okay? What shall you do there?
Distribute the,
You want to distribute it first?
yeah.
I don't care.
12 and
So x to the 12th over y to the 9th,
x to the
x to the
third.
3rd, and now what?
X is canceled.
You put the,
These x's I can put together, so how many will I have left?
X to the 9.
X to the 9th on the top, y to the 9th on the bottom. Can I cancel these 9s?
Nope.
Why not?
Because they're different.
They're exponents. You're taking the exponent of two different bases, right? So they will not cancel. If they were the same base, like x to the 9th over x to the 9th, then that would cancel. But they are two different bases, so this is my final answer. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do some from your homework assignment, and I'm going to have you do. Let's have you do. Well, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to have you do. Let's do like number 13 together. Let's do this one real quick. Number 13 together. What shall we do there?
You shall be done.
You want to distribute the square through first?
Yeah.
Sure. Now don't forget to distribute it for the numbers also. What's 4 squared? 16. What's a to the 3rd squared? A to the 6th because you're multiplying. On the bottom, 2 squared is
4.
4. B to the
Eighth.
8th.
Yeah.
Now, can I do anything else? Simplify. 16 and 4, I can divide by 4, so that becomes 4 and 1. Anything else I can do? Can I reduce the 6 and the 8?
Nope.
No. So this is 4a to the 6th over
Stupid.
b to the 8th. Got it? Okay. Let's do 26 together. Okay? Let's do 26 together. What a mess. What a mess. You guys have done this. We just got done doing these in rational expressions in that chapter, right? We're multiplying, so we got to put all this stuff together. I first start by reducing everything that I can number-wise, right? So look at the numbers. What numbers is outside of here? 1. Okay, so I'm looking at 1 and negative 7 and 3 and 21. Do those first. What can I reduce? Negative 7 and 21.
Negative 1 on top.
Negative 1 and 3. Anything else I can reduce?
Nope.
Can I reduce the 3 and 3? How's come?
They're both on the bottom.
They're both on the bottom. Okay, so let's do 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. 3 times 3 is 9. Let's put everything else together. So I have xy to the 9th and I have another y. So that is xy to the 10th. On the bottom, what will we have? I'm going to go x to the 5th, y to the negative 2. Okay, so all of the numbers are fine. Let's deal with x's. I will have how much? X to the 4th on the bottom. I'm going to leave it positive, but I want this y to become positive. So y to the negative 2, I'm going to move them up to become y squared, right? But then that makes y to the 12th power. Final answer.
Is it not just the same thing as adding them?
What? Yes.
Like, technically
Yes.
it's dividing, but it's just a negative. So
Yeah, so dividing, you're subtracting, right? So technically this is 10 minus a negative 2, which would be 10 plus 2. Yes, exactly. Okay? Yes, sir. No, you can do straight up and down from one. Like if I had 4 over 6, those are straight up and down from one another, right? I could reduce those. But if I had also 4 and 9, whatever, I could reduce here as well.
Okay.
So I can reduce top and bottom, as long as one's on the top and one's on the bottom.
Hold up.
Yes. Okay?
4 and 3.
Let's do 22 real quick. Ugh. Last one, 22.
No.
22 real quick. What do we do for this one? Distribute. Okay, actually.
can you make that?
Actually. Can I make that 3 a positive? Hey. Sit. Turn around.
Water.
Can I fix this 3 to begin with?
I'll give you your water, Dylan.
If I want to fix this 3 to begin with, I'm going to go 1 over this to the positive 3rd power. You see how I fixed that 3 to begin with? I move them to the bottom, so now everything's on the bottom. Now what? Now distribute to the third, to the third, to the third. 1 stays on top, he's just chilling, right? What is 10 to the third power? 1,000. 1 with 3 zeros, right? Okay. X to the 15th. Yes, yep, we're multiplying. Y to the 9th. Very good. That's it. Okay, so I can fix that to begin with by just moving everything to the bottom and making it a positive exponent. Got
It's
it?
gonna be on our final.
Yes, this is.
No. Did we get a review like we did last time?
Okay, here's what I want you to do. Homework, the very right column on both sides. The right side column on both sides. Some of them are very easy.
Others
Right.
may be more difficult.
Stop. That gives me PTSD.
I don't know what 9 even is.
3, 6, 9, 12,
How are we supposed to
15.
simplify that?
No kidding.
Okay, do we have to actually solve
Right each is a product of the same base and then
like on
simplify.
number 3,
I
do
don't
we
know.
have to do like 5 to the whatever power? and
Yes.
actually find the number?
No, just leave it as whatever to the whatever power. Okay? Any questions? That was really fast. You guys have lots of time, like 20 minutes to get stuff done. Okay? You should be able to get done with this. All right? Use your time. Use your time.
You only add
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, like
You
time
only
slows down.
cube the
That's
negative
about
one,
like
right?
that's about like a week and a half's worth of time.
What's the exponent right here?
1.
1. So if this was x to the first power and x to the third power, what would that make?
X to the 4th power.
12 just equals 1, doesn't it?
Yeah, but you want us to simplify because you can do this.
Right, you can.
But you don't have to.
If you give me just negative 9 to the 4th power, that's fine. I'll
Okay,
take it.
Question, Rooney.
It's
On number
actually
12, do we just put 1?
6,561, guys.
Perfect. 65, 61? Sure. Either one, I'll take either answer. I don't care.
You go to this one.
Okay?
Does that equal 5 to the negative 3? Negative 3.
I don't want any negative exponents.
I was just fix that.
Does 12 just equal 1?
How do you make it not negative?
Flip it around.
That's what I want. Yep. Yep, that'll work. Okay. All right. Goodbye, people watching the video.